All right, Ben, I've got a theory for you.
I have a theory. Oh,
I
sorry,
can't.
wrong show.
Wrong show. I can't take full credit for this. Actually, friend of the show, Andrew Clements, helped me come up with it. But we devised this system that we think applies to every episode of Thunderbirds from a sort of story writing, plot crafting perspective.
Uh-huh.
And it's the fact that you can, I think, fit every episode of Thunderbirds into one of four categories. If you were going to describe the plot in one short, simple phrase, it would be can't get up, can't get down, can't get in, and can't get out. You name me a Thunderbirds episode, and we'll see which of those categories it fits into.
All right. The Perils of Penelope.
Ooh, that's already a tricky one, actually. I would class that as a can't get down.
Right, because
she's stuck on the ladder, Yeah. Virgil helps her get down from there. Yeah.
What about Danger at Ocean Deep?
Probably a can't get out.
Right,
because
they're in the.
They trap themselves in the cabin, and also they're stuck in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea as well. So can't get out on two levels there.
The Uninvited, also a can't get out.
Oh, definitely a can't get out. Yeah, yeah, trapped in that pyramid all the time. Yeah.
Give or take a million.
Ooh.
Give or take a
Give
million.
or take a million. Difficult because it doesn't have an actual rescue. But
can't give a damn.
I suppose, yeah, can't give a damn. That would be a good one. No, I suppose if you had to pick one, it would be like can't get out because they're stuck in the robbers get stuck in the Christmas crate in the rocket. But yeah, it's all right.
That one
may have broken my theory. You may have broken my theory. Oh well, let's hope we have better luck as we venture into our little Thunderbirds story writing challenge here today. Welcome everyone to the Security Hazard Show. Yes, welcome everyone to the podcast where the only thing faster than Thunderbird 1 is how quick you...
Go on.
Sometimes recording this show live is a real problem. Let me start that again. Welcome to the podcast where the only thing faster than Thunderbird 1 is how quickly you'll be entertained.
Oh, or how quickly it'll all go off the rails.
Yeah, it wasn't worth the wait, was it?
Your host is a man, Jeff Tracy, frequently asks for advice on everything from current events to hairstyling. His name is Jack Knoll, everyone. Jack Knoll.
Hairstyling. I feel he's probably asking the wrong person for that.
That may be, but he's still asking.
Jeff, as a man in his 50s, is doing far better in the luscious locks department than I am. I'm afraid to say,
too.
But
me too.
Well, that's what happens when you're a puppet, I guess. My co-host, he's a man who knows his elevator cars from his recovery vehicles, but he can't find parking spaces big enough for either of them. He's Ben Wolf-Page.
Still waiting on that valet parking.
Yeah. I mean, how big but I mean, an elevator car, I think, is a pretty chunky beast.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make the clearance on the parking garage, entrance.
No, that's true.
It's going to be tricky.
Maybe you can lower the elevator, like the pad things on the top. Maybe those can go like.
Yeah, but even then, they're still pretty tall, aren't they?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, like Thunderbird 2's pod has got to be taller than your average parking garage entrance. Surely.
I would hope so. Yeah.
This is going to be a fun episode, I can tell.
These are the things. These are the important questions that we tackle all the time here on the Security Hazard Show. It's truly remarkable. And indeed, today we're having a bit of fun because we are going to be writing some Thunderbird stories, Ben, live on air. We've already seen how things can often go wrong live on air, and
Not on this show.
Not on this show, but other places. So we are going to be diving into our segment, which is called "The Sky's the Limit."
Everything mankind has ever desired.
Conquest of death.
The threshold of a new step in the evolution of man.
No, of course not. I'm just making a cup of tea.
A cup of tea?
Most satisfactory.
So this is a little game that Ben and I like to play where we essentially load up some Anderson-related words into a generator thing that jumbles around the words and spits out some prompts, which we then have to interpret as a story of some description. And we've done it previously with Supercar, and we had a lot of fun doing that. So today we thought, let's tackle the big one. Let's do some Thunderbirds.
And I see Brains has made some real improvements on this machine since Dr. Beaker invented it. He's really
nice through line there, Ben. You're already getting into the spirit of it. Yes, so we have some words, and the idea is if I press the right button, it will jumble around the words just like that. And Ben, if you want to shout stop at any point,
stop.
All right, we have our first set of words that Ben and I are going to try and create a story out of. We have 0x, the Mojave Desert, New Tech, and Gordon Tracy.
Ooh, this is good, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a story with 0x is already like raising the stakes quite significantly because those tend to not go very well. But needless to say, we're gonna try and come up with something. So, I mean, I guess it's interesting here because we can sort of. I feel like combining New Tech with 0x is probably quite straightforward. We're just gonna sort of imagine
I think
that 0x has got some sort of new feature that we haven't seen previously. Perhaps
this is gonna have to be after Thunderbirds are go in the timeline, and it'll be 0x2, of course,
3.
being built. Well, yes, 3.
0x Mark III. Yeah.
0x Mark III being built in the Mojave Desert. But how do we want to bring in Gordon Tracy is the question. By the way, feel free to jump into the chat if you're watching live.
Yes.
Throw in your suggestions. I'd be happy to hear those.
Absolutely,
if Jack and I are getting stuck creatively, by all means, kickstart our. But yes, Gordon Tracy. So
Gordon,
not a lot of water in the
typically an underwater situation that we'd be dealing with here. But Gordon is also handy with the old electrics. You know,
this is true.
He did jump on board the Fire Flash in Operation Crash Dive and do a bit of wiring and sort the situation out. So maybe
Penelope, he's an excellent gunman.
Yes, as well. He's very
handy
much
in a fight.
Gordon is often sent into the heart of the action. I feel like Gordon gets some of the most exciting stuff across the series as a whole.
Yeah.
He gets to do some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, he did sadly get sidelined in Thunderbirds Are Go. He wasn't allowed to help out on the first 0x mission at all. And then on the second one, he was just firing cables across. So I wonder whether Gordon hears that the 0x is in trouble again and is sort of really like, please, Dad, please let me help out properly with this one.
Right.
Do you think?
Now, I'm going to tell you a story from my storied career, Jack.
Okay.
One time we were filming a commercial on the beach, right?
Right.
And we had this little mini dolly camera slider thing. You've seen them before.
I see.
They put a camera on this track and it goes back and forth like that.
Yes,
About
yes.
3 feet long.
Uh-huh.
And on the beach, it got really gummed up with all the sand. It just went like,
Okay.
and I had to take that apart and clean it and figure out what went wrong with it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking if they're building Zero X out there in the desert, they're going to have some problems with sand.
For one thing, can I just say I thought that story was going to go in quite a different direction where you're on the beach. This is the more what I would consider the more exciting version of that story, which is sorry, we're going off on a tangent here. But it's the Security Hazard show. I would have thought what was obviously going to happen was you had the camera on a track and you're on a beach in front of the ocean, and I thought the camera was going to go sliding down the track towards the sea. And you were going to jump in at the last second and grab it before it got submerged in the water.
Right. That would have been much more heroic than me staying up till the wee hours trying to clean little bits of sand out of a piece of film equipment. But it's not always glamorous out there.
But you want to somehow translate that experience into a heart-stopping, action-packed episode of Thunderbirds.
Well, I think one tiny little grain of sand is enough to upset the delicate balance of Zero X, because it's such a complex machine. Like one tiny little thing can go wrong and completely make the whole project fall apart.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think that might be one tiny grain of sand might be the beginning of the downfall of Zero X. That's my proposition.
Interesting idea, certainly. So
we've got
this
some
is just when
comments
it's
from
being
the chat if you want to hear them.
Yeah, let's hear from the chat. Yeah.
Simpsons Clips 24 says Gordon in upgraded TB4 retrieves Zero X from a Mojave lake. So he thinks there might be a lake out there in the Mojave.
Hey, there probably is a little bit of water, but probably not Zero X sized, I would guess.
Penguin Made of Dynamite reminds us that Gordon is good with guns. We mentioned that already, or possibly after you made that comment. And Simpsons Clips 24 wants to know if our story is restricted to 10 words or less.
Well, that's coming up later.
All right. So stay tuned for the 10-word story.
Stay tuned.
For now, we're not restricting ourselves to 10 words.
Yeah, okay. So Gordon in an upgraded Thunderbird 4. What sort of upgrades would Thunderbird 4 need to somehow be in a situation where it can save Zero X? I know.
I do think Thunderbird 4 should have some retractable tank treads. In case it needs to go along the ocean floor, in case it needs to move across land or through marshy territory, or get itself unstuck. Just some SPV style treads that retract in and out of the bottom.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, I think the sort of hover jets that it does have in New York City would make it fairly good at passing over terrain, but
you're right.
I agree that there's nothing cooler than the idea of some tank treads extending from the bottom of it or something like that. That would be quite good fun. Penguin Made of Dynamite asked, is it sabotage or completely accidental situation? I think if we go with your sort of grain of sand suggestion, then it is just an unfortunate accident, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the sabotage angle on Zero X has been covered in terms of narrative.
It's got a big target painted on it already, hasn't it? So yeah, I think I agree that might have been done. Yeah. Okay. So grain of sand gets into the systems. And so we're going to say the new tech is being applied to Thunderbird 4 rather than Zero X?
I think that is what we're saying. We're saying.
All right. So it's just going to be a question of figuring out what situation does Zero X get into
right,
that would require some sort of underwater rescue. I mean, I feel like it's obviously going to crash land in the water somehow.
That is definitely the obvious solution. I wonder if it's almost a an early American space program situation where it actually, before it can even take off, the crew get trapped aboard it.
How do you mean?
Like the electric system shorts out and they can't escape.
Okay.
They have a limited supply of oxygen.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing you've got to take care of straight away, I guess, is the
But then of
escape
course
unit
there's no
needs
water,
to-
so how do we bring in Gordon?
How do we get water in there? I mean, just because it's like built in the Mojave Desert doesn't mean that the technical failure needs to happen there either.
Right.
I feel like
that's
we've got the sand in
Mhm.
there that we've introduced that part of it.
course and rough
So-
and getting everywhere.
I think we can check that off the list as like, okay, we've done the desert part. So I guess are we gonna say it takes off from Glenfield?
I don't know. Why would it be built in the Mojave and then transported overland to Glenfield?
They're not that far
Seems-
apart, are they? I'm trying
Is
to
it
remember.
close enough that it
I
that
feel like
seems
I've read in
too
a book
far?
or something that Glenfield is in Nevada.
Okay, all right.
I'm thinking of the right book. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well. Anyway,
Welcome back to the Security Hazard Show, the only Jerry Anderson podcast in complete falsetto.
please no. Right. Oh, Simpsons Clips 24 says it'll be 40 years since the Challenger incident occurred next year. Could you somehow work what happened there into this?
Ooh.
Maybe. Ooh. I don't know that. I don't know my
Don't know
history
how.
well enough. I mean, I totally agree that is something that probably would have been worked into a Thunderbird story, you know, because they're
Right.
all about trying to incorporate real life space incidents and stuff like that into their episodes and things like that. But
Yeah,
I'm afraid I don't know the history well enough in order to be able to construct a story around that.
yeah, and that's quite a complex. That was a bit of a grain of sand incident too. I believe there was a component called O-rings that led to that disaster.
Okay.
So it was a very small component that led to a collapse of the fuel system, and then the vehicle exploded.
Right. Right.
So yeah, possibly some connections there to the story
Yeah.
that we're trying to tell.
Mm.
Um,
This always happens when we do this segment. We come up with lots of all these little great ideas. I love the idea of Thunderbird 4 traveling across the sand with its all-terrain tracks and Zero X getting taken down by a single grain of sand and all that sort of stuff. But actually connecting these things together is so difficult.
Well, here's something we could do. We could have a pit of peril open up, but it's not a sinkhole. It's quicksand.
Oh, quicksand! Yes,
So
yes.
They're building
yes.
Zero X out in the Mojave Desert, and unbeknownst to them, an underground water source has burst, and
Yeah.
there's a
Sure.
spring forming a giant pool of quicksand, literally about to swallow an entire spacecraft.
I love that because that would
Gordon
be such
Tracy.
a cool visual as well to see it sinking down
Yeah.
like that into quicksand. So much,
Well, and that's
so much quicksand.
Yeah, give me the dimensions on Zero X here. Let me look this
Oh
up.
my goodness!
It's got to be massive. right?
It's big. It's really big. I'm looking at my Chris Thompson vehicle size chart actually up on the wall there, and it is massive. Like
Let's see.
longer than Thunderbird 5, which I know to be about 400 feet.
It's 1,200 feet long
1,200? Wow.
with a wingspan of nearly 800. So, this pool of quicksand
It's a lot
to
of
be a
quicksand.
threat would have to be at least 800 feet in diameter.
Yeah. Okay. And the
To be
pit
a- to be a real
in pit of and the pit in Pit of Peril is like 300 feet. I think.
Is that right?
I think
I
so.
don't know.
I certainly remember them going down that far. So yeah, it would be quite a big pit of quicksand, but it's Thunderbirds.
Yeah, well, and I feel like, yeah, more quicksand. Quicksand is a very Thunderbirdsian peril, isn't it? It
Yeah, I
feels
think
much
so.
in keeping with the
It does.
spirit of the show.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. So yeah, okay. So Zero X, is it like, are they like getting ready to transport it to Glenfield? Maybe.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, that maybe it's not all of Zero X because they presumably
Ooh,
transport it
okay.
in separate sections. So maybe it's just the MEV or something.
Yeah.
that-
So maybe
that
it's
sinks
yeah,
into quicksand.
it's like in
Well, I
that
mean-
episode of Captain Scarlet we just talked about, Seek and Destroy. It's built at different facilities.
Exactly. Yeah. So the MEV. Okay, yeah. So just the MEV, so that there's people inside of it.
Oh, right. Can't get out. We
Can't
gotta
get out.
Can't
Right.
get out.
Yeah. Okay. The MEV
digging
is
this.
swallowed in quicksand.
Now we could
Thunderbird
have Gordon.
4. Yeah. All right.
We could have Gordon come through an underground river to conduct this rescue, but that's a steal from Terror New York City.
I think it's a little bit of a steal.
So how do we get him in there?
Well, I do think your sort of tank treads idea is like maybe some. I don't know. I mean, who knows how quicksand really works? It's a menace to us all. But maybe there's like an opening of water in the middle of the quicksand that means Thunderbird 2 can't just drop a pod on it. But if Thunderbird 4 could somehow drive out to the area where there is water and dive in that way,
Right.
that can
Yeah.
be how we get your tank treads in.
That'll be the mission.
All right.
I think we've done it.
So, okay, so Thunderbird 4 gets dropped down nearby and then has to
Goes on.
drive across quicksand. Just
Uh-huh.
love that idea. That's love it. Drives across the quicksand, gets into the water, dives down, somehow is able to... Are we saying that the MEV then sinks through the sand and eventually ends up in the water underneath?
I feel like what would happen is the recovery vehicles would need to be deployed. So it's slowly sinking, right? And there's a countdown.
Okay.
Like we're gonna be under in less than an hour.
That
The
kind of
recovery
thing. Yep.
the recovery vehicles are in place and they're attached, but they
Mhm.
don't have enough oomph to get it out by themselves.
I see.
Gordon has to come up from behind and push.
I see. Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I like that idea. I really do. That is terrific. And
Unless we want to try to blast them out. If we want to use explosives.
maybe you try that first.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
that can-
let's imagine for a second that this is an early episode of Thunderbirds where they've got to pad it out from 25 minutes to 50 minutes. That's what they try first.
That's the first failed attempt.
Yeah.
Well, sir, we're going to try and use explosives to blast it out of there.
Yeah. Blow up. The
Blast it out
quicksand.
of there. Are you insane?
That'll sort it, I'm sure. Yeah. I like that. I think that works. Yeah. All right. And
We've done
the
it.
day is saved.
Jerry Anderson should have
Thunderbird-
hired us to write Thunderbirds. Obviously,
Clearly.
we've got
Thunderbird 4's going to need a bit of a wash down.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And maybe to be rescued itself.
yeah. I think so. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah.
You got a
Maybe
thought there?
use the recovery vehicles to also winch Gordon out,
Right.
or maybe Thunderbird 4 is attached to the MEV with magnets and ends up getting dragged out with the MEV.
Right.
Simpson Clips 24 wonders whether we're cheating by using just the MEV and not the whole of Zero X. I mean, look, I think we've reasoned pretty solidly that different parts of Zero X would be constructed in different areas.
Yeah, no, that's totally reasonable. And also, there's been a lot of big sinkholes since the world began.
Yeah.
I've never heard of one 1,200 feet. That I could be ignorant.
Maybe.
It just seems like it strains credibility a little bit too much.
I
even
think
for
a little
Thunderbirds.
bit. I think so.
A 1,200-foot patch of quicksand.
Yeah. No, I think we're good. I think we're safe on that. So,
But that is quite an image of maybe it opens up at the back and Zero X is like tilting up and going down Titanic style.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing. Ooh, that would be terrifying.
Well, that'll be the sequel.
Right. Zero
They
X
don't learn their lesson whatsoever.
Do we have a Thunderbirds-y title for this before we move on?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Can we come up with
The Sands of Terror.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Any suggestions, please leave them in the chat.
Yes, if you got suggestions
what to
titles
do.
for the chat, please let us know. Yeah. So yeah, we've got Gordon in there. Any other particular characters who are going to make appearances? Familiar faces, maybe?
Yeah, well, I think you need brains to work on this one.
Yeah. Brains, what do we do about quicksand? He's like, there is nothing you can do about quicksand, guys. It's the worst. It's just the worst.
You may need an alternate way to transport Thunderbird 4 to the danger zone, given that we already have a pod with recovery vehicles in Thunderbird 2. So how would you transfer them both? So you might need some supporting characters to help pull that off.
Ooh.
However you approach that.
You see, I don't like thinking too hard about how like the vehicles get in and out of the pods and like how they're all stored.
Yeah,
it's just it's a magic box, you know.
It is, but not too magic. There's definitely a line that could be crossed there, where it's just too convenient. It has to be like vaguely plausible, but not 100% ironclad.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I'm going to veto that idea and say that no. Thunderbird 4 and the recovery vehicles somehow get transported together
in the same pod.
Yeah.
Fair
because
enough.
that's just what happens. That's just what
magic of Thunderbirds.
Yeah. Simpsons Club 24 suggests Desert of Danger as a title, which I believe was the original working title of The Uninvited.
No way.
Pretty sure. Yeah, actually, I've got my
Very
episode
cool
in front of me. I should just look at that. Yes, Desert of Danger is the original working title of The Uninvited.
There you go.
So that's a nice way of bringing it back. Lovely stuff. All right. Well, Ben, are we ready for another story?
Yeah, go on. Hit the button.
All right, here we go. I'm going to run it slightly slower this time so we can watch all the
all
words run by.
All these names.
So
5,
stop whenever you're ready.
4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
Okay. We have Thunderbird 2, The Middle East, A Storm, and Francois Lemaire.
This would be the fashion designer from Alias Mr. Hackenbacker.
Exactly that. The fashion designer from Alias Mr. Hackenbacker.
I had to double check that. That wasn't top of mind. Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What is Francois Lemaire doing in the Middle East?
I mean, obviously, he's conducting a fashion show in Abu Dhabi, right? Because that's sort of or like one of these like up and coming UAE cities.
Right. Yep, that makes sense to me.
Dubai or something of that nature.
Yeah. Is it Penelon, or has he come up with some sort of new fashion innovation that's even better? Like, forget being able to get your whole wardrobe inside of a pencil case. Like, what else might he have come up with? Maybe that he'd be showcasing here.
Well, since we've got a storm, it could be some sort of like weatherproofing. Material.
Yeah.
It's the Middle East, so it could be another sand. We could go in the sand direction.
When I saw storm, I was thinking, sandstorm, possibly. We've got some suggestions already. Matty says a freak sandstorm is threatening Francois' fashion show, and Thunderbird 2 has to use some sort of new gadget.
Okay.
I quite like that. Let's see, what else have we got? Simpsons Clip says Francois Laware, famous fashion designer and fruitcake, decides to retreat to the Middle East to design his new fashion line, blissfully unaware of political unrest happening here. Well, I think as far as politics is concerned, we're in the Thunderbirds universe where everyone, generally speaking, gets along with each other. So I think that's that.
That's the thing about the incorporating real world disasters too, is it the disasters in Thunderbirds are maybe inspired by real events, but they're not quite on par.
Like the motivators and stuff like that are usually something a bit
quite
different. Yeah.
So
right, gosh, Francois. So he's designed something new. Maybe he's designed winter fashion for he's come up with some sort of way where everyone can wear big, thick anoraks and ski boots and something like that, but they don't get hot in the desert. So all those people in the Middle East who want to wear winter fashions can now do that with his innovative new cooling system in his clothes.
So it's a winter coat with built-in air conditioning.
Yes, essentially. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy enough that it might work.
Is it as practical as folding clothes up really small? I don't know, but it's something that might explain why he's out there. It doesn't have to be a good fashion idea, we should say.
No,
know,
certainly not.
You could imagine him being the sort of guy who's made all this money off of Penelon and then completely chucks it all away on some stupid idea like putting air conditioning in a winter coat.
Right. Now, where and how does Lady Penelope fit into all this? Because obviously she's a key connection to Francois Lemaire. Is she a part of this story? And what does she make of all this this new fashion technology?
I would like to think that Lady Penelope is thinking it's not quite. She's too polite to say this is a terrible idea, but she's like,
so
I owe him a favor,
Right. Sort of like how she is with Jeff's attempt at an English accent.
Yeah, she's like, quite. Oh, very nice, Jeff. Yes.
Yes, that's fine, Francois. Yes, lovely idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's out there. Maybe like she and Francois are journeying through the desert towards a fashion show and get caught up in a sandstorm. But why would that necessitate Thunderbird 2 coming along to rescue them?
Yeah, and what...
And we cannot have more quicksand. I'm going to have to draw the line at more quicksand.
Yeah, that would feel like a bit of cheating, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it could be an uninvited situation where they lose their way and need to be rescued.
Yeah. Or maybe
trying
get
to think.
hijacked.
Yeah, hijacking is a good idea.
Yeah, maybe there's a hijacking, but Francois assumes, it's the same thing happening again. They've come to steal my greatest invention. And they're like, what? Sorry, no, we don't know who you are. We've actually come for Penelope. What's this? winter coat with air conditioning. No, we're not interested in that.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of just
That feels-
subverts what he might be expecting
Yeah.
to happen, and
It feels like a little bit Thunderbird 6 as well. Like, oh, you've invented an airship. Like, we don't want that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a hijacking, and they get kidnapped. Penelope's taken to. Oh, actually, that doesn't work with the storm.
Well, actually, I wonder if these kidnappers have like some piece of technology that enables them to create a dust storm. So it's like a
Ooh.
vehicle that produces a dust storm, and the dust storm envelops their victims. And they
Yes.
capture the vehicle, and then the dust storm moves on, leaving the vehicle behind abandoned and no sign of Francois or Lady Penelope.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, is Parker there?
I like the idea of Parker leaving Milady's side just this once.
Oh,
Like maybe she forces him to take a vacation, a la
maybe
Atlantic
he's
Inferno.
back at the hotel having a lovely time. Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
being forced to by Lady Penelope because she insists that she's perfectly fine and she doesn't need his assistance, and now he's cursing himself for failing, for letting his guard down, and now Penelope's in danger and he's not there with her, so he's more determined than ever to save her.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe he'll tag along in Thunderbird 2 later
Right.
on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. Penguin Made of Dynamite says, "Ooh, the artificial storm is a good idea." So I think we're definitely sticking with that because I agree. I really like that idea of a new piece of technology that can whirl up sandstorms in very targeted areas. That sounds very clever. So I guess Penelope and Francois have been kidnapped.
Along with the winter coat.
And along with the winter coat, which we should come up with a better name for than the
ice rack.
the ice.
It's a
Frost.
freeze coat.
Freeze coat, frost jacket.
Frost line fence.
Snow, chill
jacket.
Chill jacket. Chill. Oh, it'd be. You need to give it a slightly French name, I suppose. Problem is, I
Oh yes.
don't know French very well.
What's French for windbreaker?
Chat, if you could help us out with that, that would be lovely. Otherwise, Ben's gonna have to Google it.
French. Hold on.
I think whatever this is what we're gonna call it. I'm gonna say that now. Whatever the word is, that's what it is. I'm gonna
What
stick
word?
my neck
French
out.
word for windbreaker.
For windbreaker. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Unless someone in the chat gets there first, I'm googling it.
All right. The tension.
Dun 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 dun.
Simpsons
dun.
Clip says Le Coupe Vent.
Le coupe vent.
Can you verify that?
I cannot. Yes, I can. Coupe
Le
vent.
Coupe Vent. All right.
Coupe vent.
That's what we're going with then. Le Coupe Vent.
But French for anorak, by the way, is l'anorak. So
Lanorak. Oh yeah, makes sense. No, Le Coupe Vent. I like that. And Vent, V-E-N-T, vent, is kind of like
Yeah, okay,
an
Le
air
Coupe-
conditioning vent.
le
so
coupe
it
vent,
kind of-
le coupe
kind of
vent,
works.
le coupe
Yeah.
vent.
Anyway, Francois was like,
Oh.
have you come to steal my Le Coupe Vent? And they're like, no, we haven't. Sorry to disappoint you, mate.
So they've come to ransom Lady Penelope. Then
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, standard issue kidnapping for a high ransom.
Mhm.
Francois just happens to be in the way, really.
So they start sending ransom notes to Parker.
Yeah, I think so. They have her call him up
Right.
on a compact and stuff like that. Little do they know that obviously Penelope has the whole of International Rescue.
They've stepped in it this time.
They
Those
have really
pesky
picked the
kidnappers.
wrong person to try and mess with. So
Oh,
yeah,
man.
she calls up Parker, with a ransom message, and somehow she uses a secret code which tells Parker exactly what he needs to do, who he needs to call up. I mean, Parker would probably know anyway, but it's Thunderbirds. We've got to have a secret code in there somehow.
Of course.
She uses a secret code to tell Parker, like, call Jeff,
Mhm.
get the lads out here. They'll sort it out. So Virgil in Thunderbird 2 picks up Parker from the hotel, and they go in search of, I guess, first thing they'll need to do is find the hideout, which Penelope's probably going to have some sort of tracking signal on her compact.
Naturally.
Yeah.
They'll at some point they'll have to confront the storm directly. So it'll be
Right.
Thunderbird 2 versus the storm vehicle. Which I guess we need a name for. Dust Devil or something.
Dust Devil sounds perfect. Did you just come up with that? I love it.
No, it's that's a thing.
Is it a thing?
Yeah, it's like a Hoover, isn't it? A Dust Devil?
Oh, well.
Brand Hoover?
Well, I like it. I think it sounds cool.
Cool. Excellent.
Hoover or no Hoover, I think a Dust Devil is a good name for a menacing Thunderbirds-esque.
Well, it was either that or Henry.
Yeah. Right.
Henry.
Okay.
Henry is the villain in the Thunderbirds adventure.
Sure. No, Dust Devil sounds a bit more credible. Okay, so I think that would be a simple case of Thunderbird 2 trying to fly through this dust storm. Maybe can't, it's a little bit unsteady. Maybe Virgil can't quite handle the controls by himself, so Parker needs to step in and help out. And you have that, classic shot of the two of them like struggling to maintain control of the vehicle, all while Parker's trying to like aim a missile at the Dust Devil or something like that. Bit of a struggle, but blows the thing up. And that ultimately leads them to the to the hideout. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now the question is, can we come up with some sort of way of working Francois Le Coupon into how they get out of the situation?
Well, here's a possibility. So they hit this instead of having a hideout. What if the Dust Devil is big enough that they can live in it, sort of like the size of like the road builder?
I see. Yeah.
And what if Parker scores a direct hit with the missile and accidentally thinks he's killed Lady Penelope and Francois? But he doesn't know that they both had their Le Coup Venant, or whatever it is. Le Coup
Coupon. I assume is the pronunciation.
They had their coupon on, and
see.
that enabled them to escape into the dust storm and survive. So
Right.
they emerged from under the dust,
I see.
protected
Yeah.
by. So
Sure.
in actuality, Francois' useless invention that everybody's been downplaying this whole time turns out to be an excellent desert survival suit.
Sure. Why not?
a la what they would wear in Dune. It's like the Dune survival still suit.
Yes, but he's designed that completely by accident.
Designed it by accident. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And they get picked up, and that saves the day. All right.
Da-da-da. And to put a cap on that, are we just going to call that Dust Devil?
Dust Devil. Yeah, sure.
Thunderbirds, Dust Devil, coming soon to nowhere ever.
Never say never. All right, should we do one more then?
Yeah, go on then.
All right, one more story. Let's run the generator again.
Push the button, brains. I know I'm not wrong. We need a third mission. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
Okay.
It was a little bumpy.
Right, we've got the Firefly, Japan, Treasure, and Grandma Tracy.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
All
This is
right.
great.
So, Grandma has gone to Japan.
Yep.
Grandma's
That
visiting
seems-
Japan.
Yep. To visit a former lover.
Wow, that's a
Going deep into her past.
yeah. Oh boy, so like from before she met Jeff's father.
Could be.
Okay.
Could be.
Well, I would hope it wouldn't be afterwards. That would be
Yeah.
very scandalous.
Well, it could be. It could be Jeff's long lost father.
Oh. Well, I mean, it depends
Consider
on
that
which.
possibility.
It depends on which version of the narrative you want to believe. Some people say that.
No, I'm
No,
just
no,
throwing out ideas.
No, okay.
The
no.
sillier the better.
I mean, I do like the idea of it. Maybe not an old lover, but an old friend of some sort. Maybe she's gone to visit. Yeah.
There, Maddie has said, yes, we got Japan, and I think there absolutely should have been at least one Thunderbirds episode in Japan. It just seems
Ooh.
like a natural fit.
Well. The beginning of The Uninvited. Scott
Yes, he's on
walks
his way back from Japan.
from a Tokyo fire.
This is
And,
true.
you know, we've got the Firefly here.
Oh,
So I'm thinking this is the prequel to The Uninvited.
all right.
I think that's what we've landed on.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
So, in the fire in Tokyo, in the wreckage, after international rescue has put out the blaze,
Mm-hmm.
they discover a treasure map.
Right. Yes.
Treasure map in the wreckage. And someone was trying to destroy, it was arson. They were trying to destroy the building to hide and permanently bury this treasure forever. But
Okay.
they failed because of international rescue. So now there's a treasure map left behind as a clue.
Yes.
The question is then, what does that treasure map have to do with Grandma Tracy?
Yes. Well, we do have the other slight wrinkle in that I'm pretty sure Scott and Thunderbird one are the only ones who attended.
Is there
The
no
Tokyo
Thunderbird
fire?
2 at the Tokyo fire? Oh,
No,
that's
I'm
right,
pretty
because they got it under control, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So are we assuming Grandma was in Tokyo
Well,
anyway?
I don't think she could have been because she's back at base when they bring Scott home, isn't she? Isn't that her first appearance?
Yeah. Yes, she is.
She's-
She is.
she's making a bunch of food for him to eat.
Yeah.
So she can't be in Tokyo yet.
Okay. Oh well. So hang on. So we're saying okay. I think I'm tracking with what you're saying now. I wasn't quite getting it at first, but so you're saying the fire happens,
Yes.
then the events of The Uninvited happen,
Yes.
and back to or while the events of The Uninvited are going on, maybe
Mhm.
this is when this treasure map is found beneath this burning building.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
With you on that so far.
You know, I don't know that Grandma ever leaves Tracy Island. So it might be this might be an opportunity for her.
Yeah, I think so. What, you mean to go out on a rescue mission?
Well, to go out, the only time we see her out is Moving You're Dead. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, and that's before she's come
Right. So
to stay. So yeah.
this is definitely an opportunity to get her more involved.
Yes.
But why she's going off on a treasure hunting mission, I'm not quite sure.
Particularly when she disapproves quite strongly of the treasure hunting mission in Desperate Intruder. So
she does.
yeah.
So there would have to be a personal angle.
Well,
for
maybe it's an
Grandma.
old friend of hers who's gone out on this treasure hunting expedition, gets himself in trouble,
Uh-huh.
and that's why then in Desperate Intruder she's against the idea, because she's like, well, I've already had one friend who got into serious trouble when they went treasure hunting, so I'd really rather everyone else didn't do that as well.
Absolutely. Do you think that Grandma has some sort of piece of the puzzle? Unknowingly, she has some sort of charm or bracelet or something that has a clue.
I like that idea.
Help solve the map.
Yes. I think that's something. Will be.
One of my old friends from Tokyo University,
Yeah.
Mr. Tanaka. Mr. Tanaka.
Okay.
He gave me this bracelet before you were born, Jeff.
And there was nothing funny going on, honestly.
And I don't know what all these symbols mean on it. Well, Mother, I suppose they could mean almost anything.
I'm happy to let you keep going. You're clearly doing the episode yourself really, really beautifully. So, yeah.
Run out of steam.
Okay, so maybe, these treasure hunters, Mr. Tanaka gets lost in some sort of underground maze temple system thing in search of this treasure, and they get themselves kind of locked inside. Quite similar to The Uninvited, I suppose.
Can't get out.
And can't get out. And so it turns out Grandma's bracelet has the secret code or whatever that's needed to with symbols on that would therefore unlock whatever tomb they find themselves in.
A suggestion that came in the chat. While on holiday in Japan, Grandma gets involved in a Yakuza plot involving a treasure. The plot escalates in the end, and Virgil needs to use Firefly in the rescue.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Firefly.
the Yakuza angle is interesting. I was thinking more of a samurai, angle? Like maybe this is like a lost samurai treasure, because the samurai were mercenaries, so they would get hired with large sums of jewels and things if they were what's the word, the unattached samurai, the freelance samurai, Rodin, I think.
I don't know.
They
once again in territory I know nothing about, so
they used to work for free, but you could equally go the Yakuza route. Obviously, Yakuza, Japanese mafia, would have treasure aplenty.
Right.
So either way, that's the treasure that they're after. They get trapped. There's fire. Yes. The Fireflies required to rescue them.
Okay. Yep. I like that.
So we've got some bones there.
I think there's some bones there. Yeah.
Between us and the chat, we're starting to put together something that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So we're saying the building that burnt down in the Tokyo fire that's mentioned at the beginning of The Uninvited, that under that building there was a treasure map
for a samurai or Yakuza treasure.
I see. And then
one of Grandma's old flames was involved with creating.
Yes.
She has a bracelet that will help decode it.
I see.
And how does she get to Tokyo?
Well, presumably her friend calls her up and is like, "Oh yeah, I gave that bracelet to someone years ago that had that written on it." Oh, I know.
Right. Or or someone kidnaps Grandma, a la Moving Your Dead.
Yeah,
she leaves the bracelet behind as a clue to what's happened.
Oh, yeah. Can we do another kidnapping though?
I know, it's we've just done one.
No, I like the idea of Grandma being a bit more
aggressive,
assertive. Yeah, a bit more like, "Hey, I think I've got the solution here."
That's the right direction. You're right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's a very
Oh yeah,
clever
so she's
person.
yeah. I've got a vision
Sorry.
of it now. So
Okay,
she's
go
like
for it.
seeing this coverage on television, and she
Mhm.
recognizes symbols. Ned Cook's talking about this treasure map found at the scene of the Tokyo fire.
He does
And
all the
she-
voices. He's so good.
She's watching television, and she's like, "Why, Jeff? That's the same symbols that are on my bracelet." And Jeff's like, "Oh, mother, you don't know what you're talking about." She goes off on her own. She goes rogue. She borrows
Oh,
Jeff's plane to fly to Tokyo to investigate personally,
wow.
and they have to
Yeah.
send international rescue after her when she gets in
Okay.
over her head. 'Cause
Yes.
that seems more like grandma.
Okay, yeah.
being
I'm
kidnapped.
with
She's
you on that.
more of a feisty force of nature.
Yes. Okay, I like that. So she gets herself into, or she, I think, manages to get into into where the expedition is trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And
On her own.
on her own, but then the entrance or whatever that she's managed to get into seals behind her. Because I'm thinking about
oh dear.
once she's got in, I'm sort of like, well, there's no real need for international rescue. But if they then can't get out, and she has the only sort
Can't
of
get
key to get out of the place,
Right.
that's when they would need to bring in stuff like the Firefly
to rescue her.
to rescue her. And I suppose echoing Vault of Death, maybe they can't use the mole because they're in the middle of Tokyo. For the same reasons
or
that it would interfere with underground cabling and that sort of thing.
or it could be booby trapped.
Yeah.
Could be a booby trap situation where tunneling
Yeah.
in would cause the whole structure to collapse.
Yeah. So they just use the Firefly to like clear a path because this is still on the site of where that building burned down.
Right.
So maybe they're still clearing up or something.
Yeah. Well, it
Why
doesn't
they
have
need the Firefly to get there.
It doesn't have to be there. It could be that they just found a map that leads them somewhere else.
Yeah.
Mount,
It just
Mount
seems
Fuji.
odd. I'm trying to think of a reason why you would use the Firefly to dig people out because it's a little bit of an
Right.
odd choice.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be first, would it? What would you use the Firefly for besides like effectively like bulldozing?
Bulldozing, obviously it's meant to extinguish fires as well.
It's got a ruddy great cannon.
Yeah, I mean maybe maybe that's the booby trap. Maybe there's a giant flames spit out, and that would give you a bit of a race against time as well. Maybe the sort of tomb that they're trapped in,
Or
surrounded
maybe
by flames and going to get destroyed. Yeah,
maybe whoever doesn't want the treasure found that tried to destroy the map also tries to destroy them in a fire.
yeah,
They're just
I think that
obsessed
makes
with
sense.
fire. That seems
Yeah.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, very reasonable. Very, very reasonable.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Okay. And so
So-
that's why the Firefly is deployed to come in and rescue.
Scene.
And that's it.
We'll call it Treasure of the Rising Sun.
Treasure of the Rising Sun. Love it. Very good. Very good. Well, thank you everyone in the chat for helping us out with constructing some of those narratives. I think you'll agree it was a little bit tricky here
A
and
bit
there
of a
to come up with
stretch.
those.
Little
Some
bit
of
of a
those we
stretch
had to
in some
stretch.
places.
And I'm sure if you want to take those prompts and come up with your own stories, please
Absolutely.
do. But right now, actually, we're going to step into looking at some viewer comments because we took to social media with a totally different writing challenge for our viewers and listeners, where I asked everyone in no more than 10 words, write a short story about your favorite Thunderbirds characters and machines. And we'll read out the best ones here on the show. And so many of you got in touch with your short 10-word stories, and they're all fantastic. They're all really good fun to read. So we're going to try and read out as many as possible, but there were so many of them. I've had to enlist Ben to help read out some of these comments. Normally I would do it myself, but
Yes, I've
know.
been conscripted.
All right.
Do you want to go back and forth? I'll read one.
Let's go back and forth. Yeah. So
All right.
let's. I'm going to start actually by reading out the examples that you and I gave.
Okay, great.
Just to kind of, this is like the base level that we set, and we are hopeful, and indeed many people did surpass what we came up with. So
there's many more people out there more creative than us. That's for sure.
I had a few different examples, but one of the ones I came up with was Hood sabotages automated military vehicle, town terrorized, Gordon fixes electrics. Okay, so it's like it's got a story, it's a beginning, a middle, and end, but it's only done
always
in 10
Gordon
words.
with the electrics. Always
Yeah.
Gordon with electrics.
Meanwhile, Ben came up with hot air balloon lost in the Arctic, Thunderbird 1 races blizzard, which I like. Nice strong visual and nice and snowy, and you don't get that many snowy episodes of Thunderbirds, so
No, and it's always great when we do.
Yeah. Okay, Ben. Right. Well, you dig into what was something from one of our listeners.
First up, we've got Stuart Duncan with Thunderbird 2 crashes again. Scott saves the day. So Thunderbird 2, why would it crash again? Not shot down this time. Maybe it's hit by some sort of natural disaster. He doesn't specify. But this time, Scott's the hero.
Okay.
That's the key.
All right. Fair enough. I like it. Purupus says the heroic 2, Thunderbird and Virgil to the rescue again. Just a nice, simple story. Thunderbird 2 and Virgil go to save the day. Doesn't need to be more complicated.
Very good. Stuart has a second one. Fab 1 stolen and used in car race. This is an intriguing one. What kind of car race would you use Fab 1 in? Would it be a Formula 1 high speed, or would it be a cross country rally race? What would it be?
I quite like the idea of like a rally race or something like that. Yeah.
Wacky races, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, wacky races. Why not? James Filson Wood says Mole falls through crevasse whilst Virgil plays the piano cheerfully.
The mind boggles.
Visual, really. Yeah.
Is the piano aboard the mole, and he's playing the piano aboard the mole as he goes down in flames?
No, Virgil's just sat next to the crevasse playing the piano cheerfully. He's cheerful because he's not aboard the mole when it falls down the hole.
Of course,
clearly.
of course.
That's what I'm thinking of here.
Susie, who we know and love, says
Hello,
Alan
Susie.
runs TB5, Tintin goes 2, they wear purple wigs. She's gone a bit UFO here with the purple wigs. I like that.
I love that. There's no reason for it. They just dress up just
yeah,
because the fun of
I
it.
imagine if you're on Thunderbird 5, you might need something to entertain yourself, and having a collection of, cosplay items, dress up stuff would be a good way to kill boredom.
I think so.
Whilst on a satellite.
Of course. Yeah, love it. Simpsons Clips 24 says TB4 discovers underwater city where sailors have lived for centuries. Like that, little bit of a Stingray flavor to that one.
Shades of Stingray.
Yeah.
Nick James Thorne says the Hood finally takes over Tracy Island thanks to Parker. Dun dun dun.
Bum bum bum. Well, along similar notes, Shadow Moth 9158 says Hood sneaks onto Tracy Island to take photos of IR.
Oh man.
I mean, I think a lot of us consider that to be like the ultimate kind of situation.
Yeah,
where
pretty
the Hood
much
finally infiltrates Tracy Island.
Definitely. Philip Cully says people in danger. Virgil saves the day. Scott comes too. Sums it up very nicely.
That's great.
Most episodes of Thunderbirds go that way.
Sums it up beautifully. All right, I've got a few more. Just
so do I.
Four more here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna probably butcher the name. Vaclav McGregor 2464 says dream episode where IR fails for once.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. Sort of an Attack on Cloud Base kind of vibe.
Oh, I guess it would be. Yes. Very much that kind of vibe. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Good
lovely.
thinking. Mark Perkins says Virgil selects an inappropriate pod. Rescue is impossible. Everyone dies. He doesn't add that it's a dream episode, so Mark obviously just wants to watch the world burn.
It's the choice of words. It's inappropriate pod. Immediately made me think that there was something a bit risque inside the pod that wouldn't be right. But
what's going on in that pod? Dom Riley says Scott does nothing. Virgil does all the work as usual.
Yeah.
So that's typical Thunderbirds.
Savoy 1984 says Thunderbird 4 is shiny and bright light saving people underwater. That's again another nice kind of optimistic heroic story of Thunderbird 4 just doing what it does best. I like that.
I love it. Derek Eaton says mole in a hole. Thunderbird 2 pulls it straight out.
Great.
Not off to the side, but straight out.
Straight out. Love it. Penguin Made of Dynamite says John's Dozen Rescues montage episode. Each one gets increasingly weirder. I like that. That's so niche. It's a reference to the fact that in Danger at Ocean Deep, John says he's been on about a dozen rescues.
Right.
Which, of course, we've never seen.
I love the idea
of doing it as a montage.
A montage.
Sort of like a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror type.
Yeah.
Story, maybe. I like that. Yeah.
That's great.
All right.
Friend of the show, Mr. Andrew Clements, says Roxette and Trip foolishly take matters into their own hands. I don't know what that means because I haven't watched Thunderbirds Are Go, the animated series. But
well, you're wrong. That's a turbocharged Thunderbirds, right?
Oh, is it a turbocharged? Okay, I assumed it was.
Like, I know you've watched turbocharged Thunderbirds. Clearly,
yeah, but I've completely blanked out their names. Brilliant.
Very, very clever.
Mark Simpson Wedge, Starflight 1 marooned in orbit. Thunderbird 3 to the rescue.
Oh, lovely.
Is that a Thunderbirds Are Go reference?
I don't know, actually.
Starflight 1?
Starflight 1. It sounds very specific. I mean, it sounds like a cool name for a spaceship, and good to have a bit of Thunderbird 3 representation in there.
Of course.
Right, last one on my list. You might have a few more, I'm guessing. But last one I have is that's
it for me.
Danimations 3198, and this is just a piece of dialogue, which I think is very neat. So I'll have to perform it in the best voices I've got.
All right.
Parker, where's the teapot? Oh, it's in the dishwasher, milady. Love that. That's great.
10 out of 10.
Because you know that's a terrible idea, and you don't need to explain why that's a terrible idea to put Lady Penelope's teapot in the dishwasher.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Everyone did an excellent job.
So creative, some of those ideas. I love it. A really clever use of like the 10-word limit, and just goes to show that sometimes less is more.
Mark clarifies his comment in the chat just now. He says Starflight 1 was a 1983 disaster movie starring Lee Majors. So that would be the reference. Lee Majors plays a character in Thunderbirds Are Go. That would be the connection. Thank you for clarifying that, because I've never seen Starflight 1. I'll have to put that up my watch list.
Cool. Sounds very cool. All right. Well, everyone, I think that is our show for today. Now, we do have an important piece of admin to go over.
Yes,
because
a very special announcement.
Special announcement. Well, it's good news and bad news, I feel.
Bad news.
Next week, I'm afraid to say there will be no show.
What?
Yeah, well, you know, Ben.
Have we been cancelled?
We have not been cancelled. No, it is merely temporary. Next week, Ben and I have got some crazy hectic schedules going on. So we unfortunately are not able to do a show next week. But this is the good news. Hopefully it's good news. Hopefully most people will think of it as good news. The week after that, so Wednesday, the 26th of November, we will be back with a very special edition of the Security Hazard Show, because I'm celebrating a little bit of a milestone. Ben.
You certainly are.
I have reached the end of my long series of Space Precinct episode reviews on the Security Hazard blog. Episode 24, Death Watch Conclusion, will be out this Friday.
I can't believe it.
And so we thought, well, a nice little way of celebrating that would be that when the Security Hazard show comes back on the 26th, we will do a complete retrospective on Space Precinct. So we'll talk about the highs and lows. We're going to do a ranking of every single episode. And we're also going to do some speculation about what a second series of Space Precinct might have looked like.
I can't wait,
yeah.
Jack. I'm really excited to talk about Space Precinct and to hear what you've learned from this crazy journey of watching and dissecting the whole show in detail, how it compares for you to the rest of the Anderson canon, how it stacks up against the other live action shows. I just have so many questions, and I've been saving them all for our Space Precinct Spectacular on the 26th of November.
Yep. So no show next week, but tune in November 26th for the Space Precinct special, like all episodes of the Security Hazard show. We will be live on youtube.com/Jack Knoll at 6 p.m. UK time, so you can join in the conversation live there, but it will also, of course, be available on all good podcast platforms shortly thereafter. Right, I think I've talked enough, Ben. What what else should our lovely viewers and listeners be aware of from the worlds of security?
Well, they can definitely subscribe on your YouTube channel at youtube.com/Jack Knoll. If they want to get notifications, you can tap that bell so that you won't miss a single episode live. You can also watch a bunch of Jack's other videos. He's got some fantastic stuff out there. Security Hazard minis, something special planned for the minis to celebrate the holiday season. Tease. Be sure to leave us a rating and a review on your podcast platform of choice, because that helps us climb the ranks and find other Ander fans who can come and enjoy the shenanigans, that special brand of shenanigans that we specialize in here on the Security Hazard show. If you want to go one step further and support the show, you can do that on our Patreon. A Patreon is the thing to have these days, because it helps support us directly, but also it helps us give you a bunch of incredible content that we couldn't put out otherwise. There's a series that I'm doing on there where I'm watching Thunderbirds Argo, the animated series. So if you want to know what that's all about and what I think of that, I'm watching it for the very first time, Jack. With no pre-watching, no preparation.
Right.
I just jump straight in with both feet.
To the point where you think that two characters from Turbocharged Thunderbirds might be characters in the show. That's how little Ben is going.
Hopelessly confused.
Yeah,
Hopelessly confused.
That's perfect. Yeah. So yeah, patreon.com/security hazard. Give what you can, but only if you can. Gets you access to exclusive stuff that you won't find anywhere else. And then for everything else, if you really do need more, head over to securityhazard.net. That's your one-stop shop for blog posts, reviews, videos, podcasts, all on there. All things Jerry Anderson. Securityhazard.net. Might be a good time. You've got 2 weeks to get ahead on reading Space Precinct reviews if you want to get clued up on what's going on there. And of course, you can find links to all of my social media on there: Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, all of that stuff. Head to securityhazard.net. Ben, where can people find all of your lovely good internet stuff?
Well, the link tree for all of the good internet stuff is benwolf.page. That has links to everything, including my Starfleet blog, which is closing in on the end of its run as well. 24 episodes of Starfleet covered on there. 22 so far, but it'll be 24 by the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm Cinemarionette on X and on YouTube, so you can subscribe to my channel there. And I'm Ben Wolf Page on Blue Sky.
Yes, you are. You certainly are. There you are.
Yeah. That's it. We did it.
Right. Well, that's another Security Hazard show for this week. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we shall see you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye for now.
Bye.